Welcome back. After watching the first two videos, you see why it's important that you, the doctor and practice owner, properly manage your calendar, your time, and have a winning mindset. You now have a proven way to attract and enroll your ideal patient and a system in place to make sure that every patient has a first-class experience with an all-inclusive package of services. Now, you're ready to really accelerate the growth of your practice. When you have these systems in place, you free up your time to continue to work on your practice rather than in your practice. This continues to facilitate your growth, while at the same time offer you more free time away from the office. We will help you and your team implement these systems, and once in place, your team takes over. So how do you build a rock star team that takes over 90% of the responsibilities of the practice? Well, we prefer to call them team members, not staff or employees, because you're really building a culture of teamwork where team members take real ownership in the success of your business and want the business to succeed, just like you do. We help to start building a great team by offering training for success. This is team training that ensures that every part of the practice runs like a well-oiled machine. The patient enrollment system and the patient success system we spoke about earlier has a lot of moving parts. You should not be the one spending all your time on this. Your team should. They will learn how to bring in more ideal patients into your practice, ensure these patients have a great experience, and all while keeping up with administrative responsibilities that keep your practice flowing smoothly. When your team has got it together, your patients notice. Remember, your patients pay for results, but they stay and refer because of their experience. It's good to run weekly training sessions with your whole team. But beyond that, we've created a series of educational videos for your team members that teach them every part of running both the patient enrollment and the patient success systems. We also have a lot of live training for your team. To go in depth, your team members can also connect with our coaches to get one-on-one training. As members, they will also get to connect with other superstars working with our other clients throughout the country. So now that they have the right training, the next thing you want to offer them is the right incentives to grow your practice. When your team players receive a financial incentive to grow your practice, you'll see them step up to a whole new level. You should be setting monthly goals that are broken down into daily goals. The focus is always on winning the day rather than waiting until the end of the month to see if you won or lost. If you choose to not keep score each and every day, you're really choosing to practice by the seat of your pants. This rarely works out well. Setting daily and monthly goals with your team and offering monetary rewards when certain goals are hit is a must if you're wanting to build a thriving practice. You know, I remember the first time that I did this in my practice. In other words, set financial bonuses for my team. I did this because I wanted them to feel like they were a part of this growth. As you know, as doctors, we can set these goals and so forth, and we're all pumped on it, but in their minds, it's kind of like, well, what's in it for me? Of course, they want to help your patients, all this, but they want to build a career too. They want to know that they can be financially secure. They want to know that they can earn vacation time. And so at the time, we were doing about $140,000 a month. Not bad. Had really nice margins because I had a small team. I had 5 employees, but I wanted to take it to 200 to 300, and I knew that we could. So I set this bonus structure in place, which you'll learn, and it didn't take us very long to take it to 180, to 220, 240, and eventually $300,000 in cash in a month. And I knew that was one of the biggest plays I had ever done in my practice, was to include them to where they felt like they were partners. So you're going to learn to do this, and it's the right thing to do for your team. They're the ones that's going to be running this for you, so you gain your freedom. When your team members start making an extra $200, $300, $500 a month, maybe even more, they feel like they're being recognized for their work, and they start coming up with creative new ways to do even better, take it to the next level. Your practice is making way more money. Your team's taking home more income, and most importantly, they feel like they have ownership in your practice. So at this point, you're managing your calendar, your time, your mindset to be successful. You have a stream of patients filling your practice, and each one of those patients is given the level of service as if they were a family member. On top of this, you now have an A team of players who are trained and incentivized to grow the practice even while you're on vacation. We have everything, right? Well, almost. This last piece of the puzzle that we need to add is we need to be able to track and measure financial success. The first thing we want you to look at is profits over revenue. We've met a ton of doctors who had all these things that we discussed. Great leader, great marketing, great clinical results, great team, and their practice was making a ton of money, sometimes millions of dollars a year. But at the end of the year, they found that they worked their butts off without taking home much money. It's not uncommon to see this. Your profit margin is the most important number that you can track. In the programs or services that you offer, from the very beginning, you make sure that you price them in a way that'll be highly profitable. Building higher profit margins is much easier when you're offering package programs. As we discussed earlier, these programs are better for your patients, better for their results, better for your profits. There is simply much more value in taking your patient to their hoped-for destination through a full program that's designed for that than simply dealing with their symptoms on a fee-for-service model. Each doctor in each practice is different, but when we coach you, we help you to develop a pricing model that maximizes profits and works for your patients, allowing you, the doctor, to take home more money and have more control over your entire business. Another very important stat reveals how well your marketing promotion is working. Measuring your financial success is to know if your marketing works. Many doctors spend a ton of money on marketing without knowing if it's working. If you want to grow your practice, you need to be able to track every part of your marketing and enrollment process and be able to know what's working well, what's not working, and what needs to be improved. Because this is so important, our company has custom built a stat tracking platform that tracks all of your key performance indicators. All coaches work hand in hand with you to look at your numbers and give you advice on what you need to work on next to get better results. This way, you're able to make improvements each and every month. You know exactly what you need to work on, and your profits and productivity continue to improve as a result of it. So when we look at the practices, those landmark practices that stand out, that everyone looks up to, here's the key. They have a strong leader who's running their business. There's plenty of new patients coming into this practice. Their patients get the best care and experience that they could have ever imagined. There's a team of rock stars who are running the practice, and they are highly profitable and improving each and every month. This is what we call a freedom practice. So let's take a look at an example of what a freedom practice looks like. Here's a case study of one of our doctors who you would not have thought would have needed us. When Dr. Rodney Brown came to us, he had two practices. They were both very successful, and he was a sought-out doctor, not just within his community, but executives would travel from around the country for his brain health and performance treatment. He had a $1.8 million a year practice, averaging about $150,000 a month. Not bad. He came to one of our events. I started asking him questions. Dr. Brown, how many employees do you have? What are your expenses, and on and on? Well, he started by saying, well, we're collecting $150,000 a month, but our overhead's $130,000 a month. That $1.8 million practice a year was taking home less than $250,000 a month. That's just unacceptable. That's only a 13% profit margin. Well, they started a program within 8 months. They were making over $260,000 a month. That's over $100,000 more per month. At the same time, the profit margin, the actual money Dr. Brown took home, jumped from 13% to 33%. Well, what this allowed Dr. Brown to do is allow him to hire another associate. He now takes off 4 months a year and only works 3 days a week while he's in the office. Dr. Brown was already pretty successful before he came to us. Implementing the full system allowed him to take his practice to the next level, and I know it can work for you too. It's simple. You want more time, more income, and you want to make a bigger positive impact in your community. I'm offering you a free one-on-one coaching call with either myself or one of our doctor coaches who's been through our program, and we'll spend 45 minutes with you. You bring whatever challenges you're facing, and we'll help you see an entire new way of resolving these challenges. During this time, you can ask any questions you like. We're here to help you find a better way to practice. At the end of the call, if it seems like it could be a good fit, we'll let you know more about our program, how we serve doctors like you, and what the next step is. We'll also connect you to a few of our clients who can share their experience and answer any additional questions that you may have. You can click the button below to schedule your call or follow the link on this video. Before this call, I want you to think about some of the challenges you're facing. Do you feel like you're overworked, too busy, don't have any time? Are you struggling getting more new patients, more ideal patients into your practice? Are you having issues with patient compliance? Is it hard for you to find quality team members to hire for your practice, like those A players I was talking about? Or is it financial? Do you have a lot of things working but still aren't taking much money home by the end of the month? Well, whatever your biggest challenge is, we will be here to help tailor the call to your specific questions and issues. This call has always been free. Our clients have told us afterwards that the value of the information they got from just this call was easily worth thousands of dollars. Go ahead and click the button below to schedule your coaching call. I look forward to speaking with you and helping you build the practice of your dreams.